presentation of the cosmic whole. You should become aware that this power is expressing in you in a unique way, and that it is always pressing against you. Mrs. Holmes, seeking a fuller outlet of its infinite possibilities through you into your own self-expression. The more life you express, the more God flows through you. And these are all pulled from different books of his. And you know, as most of you know, I'm once again, for the third time, taking a quantum physics class. And I'm telling you, every single thing that Ernest Holmes said is being proved. This universal energy cannot express itself if it cannot express itself through us. That is our purpose here. And that is what Ernest Holmes is telling us. And the new scientists are proving this is true. It is true. One atom that comes in contact with another one is never the same. It carries that attribute with it. And it's the same with us. We're all connected. We're all entangled. We're all one. No matter what it looks like on the human realm, we're not going to be here forever, in case you didn't know. We're not going to be here forever. And it doesn't make a difference because that unique, beautiful self that we are is with us forever. And we will be all one. We're entangled for life with everything that is. And there's nothing outside of this universal creative force. There's nothing outside of it. We often say, without God, we wouldn't be. And this is true. Maybe it's not true. But it's true according to our human understanding. And without a conscious, intentional relationship with this power, we will definitely live an unfulfilled life. I can't even imagine not having this relationship with this not even a higher power, this inner power that guides me, that loves me unconditionally, and I can't do anything to screw it up. That's the best part, you know? And, many things in life we mess up. Well, not that, because there's no judgment. It's just pure love. But equally true is that without each and every one of you expressing your own uniqueness, God would not be fully expressed in this three-dimensional realm that we live in. So let that concept sink in. We express. We have this creative force that we were made out of, that is who we are, so that the divine, so that this energy can express itself on this planet, in this world. Let me say that just one more time. Without each and every one of you expressing your own uniqueness, God could not fully be expressed in this three-dimensional world of form. So we're here. That's our purpose. We are here to express this creative energy. We are here, each one of us uniquely expressing it. And I love this affirmation from Ernest Holmes very much. He writes this: I know that everything I am doing is governed by love. I am conscious that I am one with all people in love, in essence, and in joy. And there's a sweet story that illustrates this point. One Sunday morning, as the congregation filed into a little Catholic church in a plaza called Santa Rosa, there was a loud intake of breath. The statue of Jesus stood in the corner as usual, But vandals had entered the chapel and broken off its hands. After Mass, the priest organized a committee of parishioners to investigate the crime and to begin raising money to buy another statue. The following Sunday, the congregation filed in for Mass, and there was another loud intake of breath. And this time, there was a sign hanging around the statue's neck, and it was carefully hand-lettered and read, "I have no hands but yours." We are the way that Spirit expresses on this planet. We are the hands of God. We are the voice. We are the face of God. We are the divine light uniquely and beautifully shining. And you come here to be uplifted, and that's what we do. We uplift here. We uplift here. We need to be centered in this thing called love, this thing called peace, so that we can go out into the world and be our unique self and spread that through kindness, through respect. To me, that's what love is, respect. To respect not only ourselves, but everyone we come in contact with. I love the lyrics from many different New Thought songs. One, Use Me. Remember that one? God needs us to shine His light. Needs us to shine His light. Or the lyrics from Blessing to the World. You are the heart. You are the words. You are the voice of Spirit on earth. And who you are. And all you do is a blessing to the world. As well as the lyrics from the face of God. And if you don't have these songs, they're really great songs. You are the face of God. That's a beautiful song. You are God in physical form, uniquely, individually expressed. But rather than living into our unique and individualized magnificence, we often think of our deficiencies, how we don't do things right, how we could look better, our weaknesses, our failures, our inadequacies, our limitations. And so we keep our true identities wrapped or locked away, diminished, and we don't even realize it. That's what the beauty of these teachings is. It really is. It reminds us that we are unique, beautiful, creative beings. That's what we are. We are not, or if we are not sure of who we are or what purpose we are serving, in which direction we should move, and there's a lot of that goes on in life. And you know, the whole thing with, I have such a purpose in life. And a lot of people, I remember when I first came into these teachings, purpose in life. I never even thought about that before, never did. And I couldn't think of what my purpose in life could possibly be. I felt like, you know, on the outside here, everyone knows that this great purpose that they're going to be. But I couldn't recall any gifts or any talents, even though I look back, I had a whole bunch of them. But to me, they were downplayed. They were really downplayed. But then I thought, when you were a child, the only thing that I ever wanted to be or aspired to be was a performer. My sister remembers. She was dragged into a lot of microphones. And I was always in front of a microphone, even at the age of 3 and 4 and 5. Whenever I could get near a microphone, I was going to get near that microphone. I was going to sing my song. I was going to perform. I was going to do that. But then, you know, life chips away at us. It chips away. People tell us a lot of, and I have to say the word crap, because it really is. It's a lot of crap, because we are magnificent beings. And I wish somebody would have told that little girl that then. But then I wouldn't be here. So everything happens perfectly. Well, I found this teaching, and 1992 now, and I have been in class ever since 1992. Ever since then. I'm always in class because I started to learn so much about who I was, what really was. No one ever told us that. No one ever told me that. Maybe you got lucky. But no one ever told us that. You got to figure it out for yourself. So I began appreciating who I was. Still didn't know my purpose, but I decided to focus on teaching classes. It's in the late 90s. And that's where I felt really connected, not to myself and to the people in my life, my beautiful new community. You know, and you create community wherever you go. To me, community is everything. Well, I started to discover, well, maybe I do have a purpose for being here. And I felt this sense of fulfillment every time I left a class. In the process of remembering who I was, I really deepened into my relationship with my divine self, which I never had before. And it was such a gift, such a beautiful, beautiful gift. It just changed everything. I could focus on my uniqueness that everyone kept telling me I was, but because we're all unique in our own way, each and every one of us, and not the perceived limitation of who I thought I was. God is expressing in and through each and every one of us, and we need to remember that truth. So, when we were very young, we had this gift within us. We knew what we wanted to do. No matter what anyone said, or it could have been very negative, it could have been very beautiful, I don't know. But we knew what we wanted, and we went and we got it. We did it. We did it. We weren't afraid. We did it. And if we were afraid, we did it anyway. At least I did. And I have to say, and I've said this before, and look, all I wanted to do was be a performer. This is my friend. God had a different idea of using me. Use me, oh God. Here I am. Because I didn't even know what this new thought was, you know? So how could I imagine being in front of a microphone every week? It's just, that's what really brought it full circle to me. Full circle. I'm fulfilling my purpose with what I knew I was supposed to be using, this instrument, or whatever, this microphone, but in a different way, in a whole different way. So, Ernest Holmes writes, "The real self is God-given and cannot be denied. It is the place where God comes to a point of individualized and personified expression." And I have a story as told to a man named David Stevens, formerly of the Dallas Morning News. And he writes about Frank Szymanski, who was a Notre Dame center in the 1940s. He had been called into witness at a civil trial in South Bend, Indiana. "You are on the Notre Dame football team this year?" the judge asked. "Yes, Your Honor," he said. "What position?" "Center." Your Honor. How good a center are you? Szymanski squirmed in his seat for a moment, but then said firmly, God, I am the best, God. Sir, I am the best center Notre Dame has ever had. The coach, Frank Leary, was in the courtroom and very surprised. Szymanski had always been so modest, shy, unassuming. So when the proceedings were over, he took Szymanski aside and asked him why had he made such a bold statement. And Szymanski blushed and he said, I hated to do it, Coach, but after all, I was under oath. We should all be under oath for the rest of our lives. We should all, because what we speak is truth. When we speak it in right thinking and right feeling and right action, it's truth. Take an oath to be true to yourself. Because we have our magnificent, unique gifts and talents. It doesn't have to be any, we don't judge the size of it. It's like the universe, the energy, the whatever you want to call the field, it doesn't have space or time. It doesn't have big or small. It just exists. And it is all in harmony with itself. So Ernest Holmes tells us, I shall not lie to myself anymore, but shall daily speak the truth to my inner soul, telling it it is wonderful and marvelous. And I want to give you suggestions on how you might do this. Remember your positive past. What positive past, you might ask? If you thought about last week, what we talked about, I asked you to think of one success. That's what I asked. Well, just one success in your life. And what would it be? We did that. How about if I asked this week, how big was the mess up? I bet we could answer that question a whole lot faster than we could what gift, what success, what failure, what we deem as failure. I don't believe in failure. Everything's for a reason. Everything's a lesson. So when we're in our foundation class, we have journaling, and one of them is in that binder with seven tabs. But one of those, the first time I taught that one, because that was a different version of foundation, there was one tab that had list your wins every day. That has never left me. List your wins. So what if every day we sat in front of our journal, morning or night, whenever, usually at night, I do it at night. I don't journal it, I think it before I go to sleep. I go over briefly the day and what were my wins? Even visiting certain doctor's offices, a win. What else did I do? And these are all things that flowed so beautifully in my life. And that's how I fall asleep, thinking of the good things that happened. The stranger in the store loved my handbag. I mean, it could be anything, compliments on how shiny my hair is. That's a win. It doesn't make a difference what it is. It's a win. And we write it down and then we just feel good. Feel good. That's what it's about, to appreciate who we are. In the words of Ernest Holmes, the power is expressing in you in a unique way, and it is always pressing against you, seeking a fuller outlet for its infinite possibilities. That pressing, that urge, that desire to do something. Whatever it is, big or little, there's no such thing. Holmes also wrote in this thing called You, my favorite book, you are one with the eternal light itself. The presence of spirit within you blesses everyone you meet, tends to heal everything you touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone you contact. Therefore, you are a blessing to yourself and to humanity. That's how important we are. We need to boost each other up instead of knocking each other down. We need to boost each other up. It feels good to us and it feels good to everyone we're around. That's our purpose. That's our true purpose. And today we are here to celebrate our uniqueness, the beauty of who we are. I'd like to end it with a very short spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. So just take a deep breath with me. And we move into this breath open-hearted, open-minded. Every aspect of our being is open to receive the infinite good that is God. That is all there is, the creative force that moves through each and every one of us. And we use our brilliant ideas, because ideas are a gift. We use them to not only better our lives, but to better the lives of everyone we come in contact with. We are unique expressions of the one love, the perfect love, that respect, that honors all, that kindness, that encompasses people, like God wraps his arms around us, if we can use an analogy, and we feel safe, we feel protected, we feel loved. That's our purpose, to be that, because that's who we really are. We are all divine beings. We are all God in expression. That's who we are. And I'm so grateful to know that. I'm so grateful for each and every person that is here today, and those who are watching from their homes. I am so grateful for anyone these words touch, because they are words of truth. They are words of celebration. They are words of absolute love and respect. And I give thanks for speaking these words. I give thanks for the force that runs through me, that is me, and that is each and every one here. I give thanks for all that is, because deep down, absolutely, I know it is all one. And so it is.